I welcome all Moonshine fans. Friends, today we will do something interesting with you, a resource instead. We will implement CRUD ourselves on separate pages. Thus, we will roughly understand what is under the hood in the resources of Moonshine. In addition, we will learn how to work better with Table Builder, Form Builder, add asynchrony, and so on and so forth. Moreover, it will also be an interesting bonus that we will implement a model whose data will be stored in MongoDB. I have already installed everything for this. We will not pay attention to this, but at the same time, we will see how cool it is in Moonshine. To install the adapter for MongoDB so that our models work with MongoDB, you need to install the official package MongoDB, laravel MongoDB. Accordingly, install the extension driver itself for PHP, configure connect in database PHP in the config file. Finally, point out that our model is not just an eloquent model, but also an eloquent model from the MongoDB package. I am using the blog project that we have already made. The rest of the models will also be in MySQL, and the only tag will be in MongoDB, so I also specified connect here since the default is MySQL. In general, we will not bother with the contents of the model itself. We have ID and title. I have already declared the resource in Moonshine, created it, and it is so simple. Let us go to the browser and see what we got. As you can see, there are no errors. MongoDB is working. Let us try to create a tag. Let us test it. We create it, display it, sort it, and filter it, everything that needs to work. Moreover, let us look at the deletion account and delete it. Integration with MongoDB was successful. In addition, we are moving to the next step. Instead of a resource, we organize everything on separate pages. Let us go. Okay, friends, we will no longer need the resource, since we will create separate pages. This is the essence of today's lesson. Let us remove it from the provider. For now, let us remove it completely. Moreover, we will create the pages right away. We will have an index page and a form page, adding, editing. We will not do a detailed one, since we will not have anything interesting and different from the page with the form. Okay, let us create the pages right away. A Moonshine page. Okay, let us call it tag index page. Accordingly, our second one will be tag form page. Okay. Let us organize directories for pages of the same type. Let us call them tag. Let us move them here. Then we will return to the service provider. Let us return the item menu. Only we will not have a resource, but we will have a tag index page. Great. In addition, since we have a menu function here, we need to create pages. Moreover, announce this page here. Let us immediately announce the second page at the same time. Tag index page and tag form page. Our tag form page will not be present in the menu, but we are announcing it so that we have it in the system as a whole and we can switch to it. Okay, we return to the browser. We will already have a 404, since this is not a resource. However, at the same time, the page with the tag is displayed and it is empty. Let us have tags for the title of the index page. Let us not bother with localization. Then we went through the components. Where to begin? Well, at the top we need to add a Add New Entry button. The same as in the Moonshine base resource. Let us do it. Action button make. Add. In addition, we have the link. Let us do it through helper to page. In addition, specify the tag form page. Okay. Let us go back, update, see the add button. Let us go, move to the page for adding a tag. Okay. Let us adjust it a little more and make the button primary. Okay. That is better. In addition, we can increase it and, say, add a class, as far as I remember, like this one, to make it bigger. Great. What else is missing in comparison with the resource are icons. Let us add them too. I think so. Super. Next, friends, the most interesting thing. This is our table with data. Let us make an indent, let it be just a line break. Okay. Then we have Table Builder. Let us go design it with you. Let us create methods for fields for convenience. In addition, we will return it right away. We have only 2 fields there, these are ID and, accordingly, text title. Super. Let us add something like sorting. Here you can make sure that it is also displayed in the export, the same thing here. We see that we already have the fields method. He is public, so in this case he swears. In addition, let us immediately add another method, let it be I do not know, items, to get all the data from the database. Okay, return, we have a tag model. In addition, let there be a result with pagination. Okay. Great. We specify the type and return to Table Builder. Moreover, let us pass, as far as I remember, our first parameter is fields, the second is items. You can generally do this through methods. Okay, let us stop. Go to the browser, refresh. We do not have anything in our collection yet, so we do not see anything. Let us not make an add page for now. In addition, using Tinker we will add a tag. Let there be a title test. Okay. On the second try, we add 1 entry. We come back. We get an error with you. We have already seen it in previous lessons. Since Table Builder works with primitives, with arrays, we immediately pass MongoDB objects to the model. Therefore, we get an error. We need to add cast with you. Okay, let us do this. Great. Let us go back and update. In addition, this time everything is fine with us. We see the table with you. There are no buttons yet, but everything works, everything is great. Let us move on. Then we need to add edit and delete buttons. Let us implement this point through the buttons method. Okay, it takes an array. All buttons passed to this array will be filled with data. Each button will contain the current element depending on which row we are on. Let us add an edit button first. Let it be without text. To specify the URL, we need a function that will contain the current card with the tag. Then we will create the URL. Let us do the same thing, but we will just pass another parameter with the post ID. Let us call the get parameter, I do not know, ID like this. Then we specify tag get key. Super. In addition, since we didn't do anything in this case, let's have an icon. Take a plus and put it, but not a plus, but in my opinion pencil. Okay, let us see the intermediate result. We now have a button. Leads to the form page, which is empty. Moreover, the ID is passed in the get parameter. Great. We can immediately add a second delete button. We can also make this primary. In addition, we will make the deletion an error. Okay, let us do trash. In addition, for now we do not have a deletion endpoint, let us leave it as it is and move on to developing a page for adding editing. Okay, let us move to the form page. Let us do the fields right away. Here we already support decorations, so we will make a block. In addition, inside there must be an ID and our text field. Let us hang required. Okay, as for the components, let us just do the add for now and add the getItem method right away. In addition, we can add one more method to check whether we have has item. Okay, and here we have it simple, return request. And if we have it and it is not empty, the ID parameter. Okay, then I immediately suggest saving item in a variable, in the properties, so that when you contact us again, we do not shoot another request. Although we have Mongo, let us do it this way anyway. Okay, protected. Tag. Item, and by default null. Okay, looks like it's true. In addition, let us do the following. If we do not have null, then we will immediately return it. Otherwise, we will do return. In addition, let there be a find or fail method. Okay, let us pass the ID accordingly. Complains about the type, since we have query and builder, so let us do it with the model so that this underlining does not bother us. Okay. Let us move on and see. Therefore, we have to add. You can do the following. If this has item, then we will edit. Otherwise add. Let us start making a form using form builder. Okay, form builder make. We will leave endpoint empty for now, and we will leave the method empty. In addition, let us do fields for now. This fields. Next, we will do the filling. Fill cast again, we need to do both cast and fill. Let us put it in a variable, say, data. If we have item, then we do item. But otherwise, well, let us make a new tag. Okay. Let us do this, and then modal cast. Make. And, accordingly, tag. Okay, let us look at what we got there. Add. We have a form, it is empty. Let us go to edit, and we have an editing form, it is already filled out for you and me. Since our default language is English, we can change what was there and save it. Since in some places we did not do the title, we do it in Russian. I immediately see that we have to edit, but there is no index page in the breadcrumbs. Let us fix this moment with you and do the following. That is better. Friends, the most interesting thing is staying in shape. You need to specify the endpoint, and we can go two ways. Lazy, fast, and normal, standard, via a controller, via a form request, and so on. If we talk about fast lazy, then we just need to specify a sync method, say, store, and implement it internally here. In addition, the point is that when we click on the submit button on the form, we will send a request to this method. Here you can save the data and return some kind of response. However, I think you can handle this kind of sugar on your own, and we will take a more correct, standard path with controllers and form requests. Let us create a controller. Only in this case we will use the MoonShine controller. I think you looked at the previous lessons, you already know what it is. He will give us some sugar. So let us create it, MoonShine controller. Let us call it, let us say, tag controller. Okay. Next, let us open it. We will see that we have one invoke method here. In our case, we will have a method for adding, editing, and deleting. Therefore, here we will change the logic a little with you. In addition, let us start with the store method for now, by adding. In addition, open the file with routes. Here we have it here under MoonShine. In addition, let us create a group. First, our post to add. You can just leave it like that. We will have a tag, the HTTP method will change again, and thereby we will understand what exactly we want. We have a store here. Let us improve the look a little. Let us make as tags. Moreover, name we will simply indicate store. Great. Next, you can immediately specify put. And we will have update. Where can we transfer the ID directly from the URL? In addition, we will have delete ID and, accordingly, action delete. This is how our routes will look. You can immediately create foot wraps. In addition, move on. Next, in principle, we could do the validation right here in the body of the method. But let us go over the basics again and do everything more or less correctly and create form request classes. Okay. Request. Tag store request. Let us also make a tag update request. In addition, we do not need anything for deletion. Our ID is transmitted via URL. Let us replace here. Let us add it here. In addition, here we will leave MoonShine request. Okay. Next, friends, let us move on to these request classes. In general, everything is already closed with middleware, but let us additionally check that we have guard MoonShine check authorization. Okay. Moreover, let us add rules. Everything is simple here. There is a title, and we will indicate that it is mandatory for us. It is a string, and let it be, I do not know, at least 3 characters. Great. In general, we can copy. In addition, what else can you think about here? We have form request. There is, say, MoonShine form request, which simply inherits form request, but inside has sugar to get the current page, the current request. In general, let us leave it, you never know, although I was concluding that we would not need it in this case. In addition, let us open update. Same thing here. The same title. In addition, auth MoonShine check. Looks like it is true. We return to the controller. In addition, let us write logic. We have either already passed the validation or we have not. Let us move on. Friends, I propose to follow an interesting path here too. In addition, all these endpoints will work asynchronously, without rebooting, with the exception of the adding method. We will need to go back to editing, but we will also make a response via JSON. Okay, let us see how it works. First, after we have passed the validation, we need to add a record. Let us take this moment. We will have a tag. Okay. We only have the title there. We only need the title for the tag. We will not bother you with any additional checks or searches for exceptions here. We add and then return the JSON response. For this, there is sugar under the MoonShine structure, the JSON method. Let us make the message added. We do not need to return any data, but we will indicate the redirect to page. Accordingly, tag form page. Then the parameter ID and the created tag get key. Okay, looks like it is true. We can do the update right away. If I am not mistaken, I passed the ID in the route. Let us make a tag to also add route binding. Let us go back to the controller. In addition, let us indicate that we have tag. Tag. Okay, the same thing applies to distance in principle. In addition, we can immediately do tag delete in our delete. Moreover, this JSON is deleted. Super. Let us do the same in the update, only saved. Just let us write, I do not know, successfully. In addition, let us do a tag update. In addition, with us, too, only the title comes with you. Let us do validated. Looks like it is true. We see that we do not need request here. Let us move back to the tag form page and continue working with it. Okay, what do we need to determine here? Action, which will change for us. Let us create an action variable. In addition, this has item. If we have it, then this is our route tags update. Accordingly, we transmit data. Otherwise, we have a route tag store. Super. Let us spruce things up a little. Let us pass the action form. Next, we have the post method by default and it remains the same. However, at the same time, we need put on update. I think you know that HTML forms only have get post. Therefore, for Laravel we need to pass an additional hidden field with the method. How can we make this moment happen? We can go the convenient route and, say, immediately wrap fields in the fields collection. This way. Then do a check. When? If we have item, then we do the following. Fields. And do fields push. In addition, let us add a hidden field. It is called method. In addition, its value is put accordingly. Okay. Looks like it is true. In addition, we need to indicate to you that our form works in a sync mode. There is no need to specify the URL, it will be taken from action. Let us get a look. Perhaps there was a mistake somewhere, perhaps not. We see that we were mistaken. Well, it does not happen to anyone. Let us see what is happening here. So, what we get is push, not an array. However, you just need a certain element. Therefore, as far as I know, we have an extract there. That is, we had to do it in this way. Okay, let us look without the array. We just pass hidden. In addition, we see that in this case everything is already working for us. However, just in case, I will check and see that we have it here. ID we see what is being added, and we have a put method. Okay. Great. Let us move on. Well, what exactly next? Next, we need to check if we did everything correctly and add a deletion. Let us get a look. Click Save. Oh, we see it is successful, everything is great. Let us add something. Okay, save. Everything is fine again, we see that it is preserved. Let us leave, I do not know, 2 characters. In addition, we see that we have an error, that at least 3 characters are required. Okay, let us return it. We will successfully save this whole thing. In addition, we will check the addition with you. Add. Let there be a new record. Save. In addition, we see that we have successfully saved. In addition, immediately a redirect occurred. We did not see it, but we moved from adding to editing. In addition, we are already in editing. Moreover, we immediately see that the second field has also appeared. All that remains is to delete it. Friends, we will also have several ways to delete. In addition, we will talk about them now. Return to the index page. Let us see what we have here. We did not set the endpoint. Let us do this now. We also need a function to get a specific tag. Okay, let us copy it. Here I am a little blunt, we already have it. Here it is, I copy it. We just need to change the endpoint with you. Let us take this moment and specify simply route. Then tags delete and, accordingly, tag. It seems true, but what will we get? We will jump straight to the URL that returns JSON. In addition, in the end, nothing will happen to you. We need to make this button work asynchronously. Besides this, I reloaded the table. This is already an interesting task, let us try it. Let us start with the simplest path, just like in the form. We will just hang the async method. Let us indicate that we have method delete. Next, let us see what other parameters there are. Selector to return the result to a specific area. In addition, Events. Events are exactly what you and I need now. That is, after we successfully delete, we will receive a successful response. We can also pull events announced in MoonShine, either from the box or by us ourselves. Let us reload the tables after we delete. What do we need for this? First, we need to make the table itself asynchronous and give it a name. Let us specify name tags index. I do not know, so be it, and the sync method. Okay, then we will indicate the events. To do this, you can simply indicate in a line, say table updated, and then the name of our table. That is, tags index will also work, or, in order not to keep this table updated in mind, we can do the following for you. Specify the Alpine.js class, make the event method, and then use enum to indicate which event we need, respectively, table updated, and the second parameter to indicate the name of the component, tags index. Okay, it seems true, maybe not, let us see what comes of it. Let us go ahead, update and try to delete the entry. As you can see, our record is deleted, the event is immediately fired, and the table is reloaded, while the browser itself did not reload at all. Everything is super, everything is as we need it. Friends, you must admit that in reality the solution is so. I accidentally clicked on delete, deleted something, we need to add confirmation. But by the same token, what we were doing now, playing around with events, we realized that we can easily add additional buttons, and add a form with filters, which, after a successful post, will reload one of the components, or several components. Event can be as much as you like. However, we still need to upgrade the delete button. Let us take this moment. Let us go back and look. There is a quick solution with the withConfirm method. A modal will be automatically added. There will be a form there. The only thing we see is that we have it by default in the post method. Overall, give or take, we will achieve what is required. However, here it's worth paying attention. Look, we have the async method, and at the same time we also have the async parameter in withConfirm. What is this? For us, this async will still trigger on a click. That is, we clicked, we will immediately delete it, and then a modal will open, where you can also add async. This is done so that you can hang two processes at once and, say, click on a button, replace something somewhere, change a counter somewhere, but at the same time open a modal for further actions. Therefore, in our case with a modal, we will need to remove this async and move it inside the modal or inside the withConfirm method. Let us first indicate that we have async true, and remove the entire structure above. Okay. Let us go back and update. Let us add something new so we have something to play with. Okay. Tags and then delete it. Here we immediately have a confirmation, it is auto-generated using the method. We click confirm, we get an error that our post is not supported. Exactly what you and I have already seen and said. Let us make a delete method. Let us go back, refresh and do the same thing again. In addition, we had a deletion, but the table was not reloaded. We did not add events. If we update, we will no longer see the entry. If we add events, only in the quick method withConfirm will we need to use the form builder parameter and pass events to the form builder. However, I suggest you take a slightly different path, because you and I are gaining new knowledge. We will not use fast sugar, but will create our own modal and fill it with our own shape. At the same time, we will improve in this direction. This will give us interesting knowledge. In general, after this you can calmly add, make in modal and add new entries asynchronously. Okay, let us go. To create a modal window, we need to use the inModal method. Okay. Next, we have the first parameter, as we see, the title. Let it be delete. If we do not specify it, it will migrate from the label of the action button itself. Next we have, accordingly, content. Yes, this is exactly where we will have the content, respectively, our form. In addition, I think you see the async option here as well. It would seem, where did he come from? After all, we ourselves will make content that will do something async or not async. In this case, we can also obtain the contents of the modal itself using an asynchronous request. Let us say how it works in the MoonShine box, when we click on the detail view, and we immediately have a form open. In fact, on the detail view page we have this area in a fragment with a specific name. Then our button simply contains an URL with a fragment loaded. Our in model is set to async true. As a result, we get this fragment, this area right in the modal. However, I just told you this to make it interesting. Moreover, we start our task and draw form builder. We immediately come across the first task. We also need to pass an action to this form builder, but we are already outside the function. We need to get tag again. To do this, we also need to use the function here. In addition, we will get you the filling of the action button in the form of a tag. Okay, we indicate the same route. Moreover, let us indicate that we have a delete method. Again, not in the form builder itself but in the fields. Let us specify fields. Hidden method. Great, our button will not be save, we will rename it. Submit. Confirm. Also, let us set the class so that it is red. btn secondary. In addition, what else do we need? Let us add it as well. Let this be, I do not know, the title. In addition, we will write, are you sure? Okay, what else do we need in this form? We need to indicate that we have it async. We do not specify the URL, since it will be taken from the action of the form. In addition, you and I need to specify event. Let us take this moment. I think they definitely missed something, but so far, it seems to be true. Let us see what comes of this. Let us go back, update, and create some kind of record again. Okay, back, let us try to delete it. Are you sure? Confirm. Moreover, everything is exactly as you and I planned. I think someone attentive among you noticed that we sent table reload events, but at the same time, our modal somehow automatically closed, although perhaps you did not want this. Let us see why this happened. If we look at the inModal method, we will see the last parameter, autoclose, is true. If suddenly you just create a modal yourself, say, through the modal component and it is not autoclose, you also need to close it by events. You can do the same through event. Just specify modal toggled and then the name of the component. Since we have an automatic component, this modal, it sets the name default by default. In all other cases, this is what we will indicate, just like in table builder in name. Friends, I hope I have discovered another side of MoonShine, how to use pages, how to create your own CRUD. Thus, you saw what is happening under the hood of MoonShine. There is no magic there, there are the same pages, index page, detail page, and form page. In addition, using components, buttons, models are created, and requests are sent to specific endpoints. Now, if you have been paying attention, you should realize that you could configure the pages any way you want. If you do not like something in the CRUD pages that are currently present in MoonShine, no problem, implement it your own way. Then make, say, some abstractions from these classes, use them in other resources, the same with the resources themselves. As you can see, there were no problems connecting to MongoDB, although we continued to use simple models. However, we would not have a problem even if the data were any other type. That is the point, friends. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I thank you for watching, for the like you just gave, for the comment you wrote about what other MoonShine lessons you would like, which is not yet clear. It pops up periodically in chats when you talk about how I do not show some obvious things. Be sure to write. In addition, let us seek the truth together, learn together. In addition, that is all. Thanks again for watching. In addition, see you in the next video on the MoonShine channel.